Hello everyone, welcome. Today we are going to talk about the situation of tech stocks, AI stocks, and how the market is doing the last few days. So today we have seen a continuation in the move in the market to the upside. We have seen since last week that after a big drop, the market has been trying to rebound, and at this point, QQQ, which represents this Nasdaq, is already giving signs that this rebound has legs. And how do we know this? Basically, the Nasdaq has retraced the losses that happened since the end of July. Okay, it is now touching the 50-day moving average, and it is above the 9-day exponential moving average. All these are interesting signs and show that we have seen the market coming back from the lows, and now this seems to be accelerating. Another interesting sign that happened yesterday is the crossing of the MACD. What this means basically is that this is confirming a new trend for the stock market. Now, is this trend going to survive for several days? We don't know. However, the numbers and the signs of these charts show us that yes, the uptrend is here. People who started buying at these lows here already have some profits, and this crossing here of the MACD shows that there is still the possibility of more gains for the next few days. Now, the only warning sign for this new situation of the market is that we are not still above the 50-day moving average. We are crossing it right now. So if this is going to be a sustainable uptrend or not will be confirmed in the next few days. Okay, for now we should be glad that we are making money with the positions that we bought at this moment at the lower prices in the market, and this is how we see the situation evolving. So let's see now Spider representing S&P 500. So the same situation. However, the Spider is even going higher than the 50-day moving average. So I would say that from the Spider we see good confirmation. Because why this is important? Because once we cross the 50-day moving average, then this is gonna act as support for next moves. So for example, tomorrow if there is a drop, this drop is going to be against this 50-day moving average, and many people will see this as an opportunity to buy more. If there is no drop, of course this situation is going to go even better for the bulls. So crossing the 50-day moving average is always a good and positive sign, because it will help us to avoid possible downside for the next moves. And basically it confirms a positive uptrend for the market. So in terms of SPY, what we expect right now, we have this crossing here, we have the crossing of the 50-day moving average. So the next point that we see here as resistance is this line here around 560 something. Okay, and so basically we still have the possibility of this market moving up to this position without much resistance, which is a good sign. Of course, it can also drop depending on the news, but we see that there is a path for even more profits on the SPY. So let's look now at particular stocks, starting with NVDA. NVIDIA is now continues to do well. Today is up 3.31%. People have been buying NVIDIA at these levels here, and it's now going up. We see also that there was a crossing here of this of the MACD indicator, which is again very good sign, and this means that for the next few days we may expect this uptrend to continue here, with the only issue that we want to see this crossing completely to the upper side of the 50-day moving average. And why again? Because if we can have this happening, this is gonna serve as support for the prices, just like it happened here during the period of mid-April. Okay, so that's very positive news. If people who bought NVIDIA already has some profits here, but there is also a possibility of even more profits for the next few days. Google is not acting as positively as other stocks. We see that Google is stuck here in this $160 range, and today is up only 0.55%, which is less than the market. So what this shows us is that Google is a weak stock at this point. It has not been able to cross above even the 9 EMA line. Okay, so that's not a good sign for Google. It might change in the next few days, because if everybody is feeling good and prices are going up, then people will start to look at Google and try to put some money here, and that might result in the prices going up. However, if the situation in the market doesn't improve, and if the market goes down in the next few days, then we see a higher probability for Google to go down, maybe even to $150. So Google, in my opinion, is not the strongest stock at this point, and you might buy this thinking of a possible upside, but you have to be mindful of the risks. Okay, let's now look at AMD. So AMD is now starting a rebound. Today has come up with 4.36%, and also crossing the crossing the MACD to the upside. So this is good. Again, AMD is not the strongest, because as you see, it's below the 50-day moving average. Every time this happens, it means that this stock is considered to be still in a downtrend. You see, it had a peak here, tried to recover by the beginning of May. It was not able to do so. Okay, it has been stuck in this line for a while. It tried to rebound on July, and then was victim of the market sell-off. So now it's trying to rebound again, good, but it's still not an uptrend stock and it might have problems here. So let's see one that we see that is in a positive uptrend. Palantir Technologies started the uptrend, a new uptrend after these big lows here. It is now priced at 31.21. This is a new high, at least for the last few months, and that might be this might have been the beginning of a new trend up for this stock. So it is just confirming what the MACD crossing showed us before. Okay. AI is now crossing. The MACD is crossing, and it is crossing the 9 EMA moving average line. So this seems to be the beginning of a new up move. Okay. And it has a good distance to the 50-day moving average, so we might have gains up to this position. Now, is this stock in a uptrend? In general, no, not yet, because it is just trying to rebound from these lows over here. However, it seems to be doing a good job of trying to go up again, and there might be gains if you buy in this position here. Okay, let's now see Microsoft. Now, Microsoft is finally getting also up from the 9 EMA and has crossed the MACD. So Microsoft seems to be now in a position to gain compared to the other stocks, because it has good path to the 50 EMA and even to the all-time highs. So if this is a new uptrend, that might give you a lot of room for profit. The nice thing also about Microsoft, as I mentioned before, is that these lows here were very close to the lows in mid-April, and that shows that people will not let the stock go below this price point. So this is a stock that might be just in the beginning of the new uptrend. Of course, everything depends on the situation in the next few days in the market, but yes, it's showing here good signs of being a good trade for the next few days and weeks. Okay, let me also show Intel. Intel finally, after several drops, has decided to come up now 4%. Okay, it is still a very weak stock. It has lost a lot of money, but it also seems to be very oversold. So at least for the short term, I believe that this stock might go up a little bit. We don't know if this might represent the beginning of change in direction for Intel Corporation, but at least one can try to use these lows and basically try to ride this until at least $25. Now it's difficult to say if Intel is gonna finally cross this 50-day moving average, because it seems to be now in a very bad shape. But even if it goes there, that would be a good trade for people who are buying at this position in the market. Okay, in terms of news, interesting news that came up today was about NVIDIA. The Street published this article saying big names exit NVIDIA stock as AI giant stumbles before earnings. Okay, so the earnings for NVIDIA will happen at the end of this month. Seems to be August 28th. And now Wall Street companies are already looking at possible results for NVIDIA. And these stories will move the shares of NVIDIA in the next few days. So for example, NVIDIA shares are down 4.4 for the quarter, compared to the previous advance of 150%. And the reason, according to them, is that big investors appear to be looking elsewhere for the exposure to AI stocks. And many of the top funds that attract retail, retirement, and index track investors continue to add to their portfolios. So they received some information from hedge funds, from other investors, and basically they are saying that big names started to sell NVIDIA stock. Well, this is not really surprising because NVIDIA had such a huge run in the last few months, and now that NVIDIA doesn't seem to be as strong as before, it's just as natural for funds in general to sell some of these shares to lock their profits before anything bad happens, right? And in fact, because of this, because of the reporting of earnings that will happen in the next few days, this movement may accelerate. In other words, some companies, some investment funds will sell at least part of their holdings that are having huge profits, in part because they fear what's gonna happen after NVIDIA reports earnings. If these earnings are bad for NVIDIA, this means that a lot of people will want to get away and there might be a big drop in the price. So some of these funds are already trying to sell part of their shares that have profits to avoid this kind of situation. For example, Soros Fund Management, the investment vehicle for billionaire George Soros, exit NVIDIA selling 217,000 shares. So basically they believe that they already made most of the profits in this stock and they started to sell. Yeah, so basically as you see here, NVIDIA is recovering, but nobody knows if with this this information coming from the earnings report, if this is going to drop more, and therefore some of these investors are trying to keep the profits they already have. Okay, so these are the news and information that I had about this AI and tech stocks for today. Thank you very much for joining. And if you have interest in this kind of analysis, please subscribe, share, and see the next episodes. Thank you very much.